I'm Rioux, and I'm really excited to be here and tell you about my new course with Peghead Nation, Folk and Bluegrass Songs for Fiddle. I've been teaching fiddle for a really long time, and I have noticed that as fiddlers work through a bunch of tunes, a boatload of tunes, a ton of tunes, that at a certain point, when you or they sit down in a jam circle or a song circle or a jam session, and when people start singing songs, a lot of these really decent, beautiful fiddle players get stumped because a song circle presents a whole nother challenge for us as fiddlers. When we're playing fiddle tunes, our role as fiddlers is so much about taking charge and leading and kind of being the almighty when we're playing fiddle tunes. And then our role really changes when we are presented with songs. For songs, the singer's role is the most important, and the instrumentalist's role is to help support the lyrics be presented by the vocalist. And so we have to know the melody, which fiddlers are really great at doing, but we have to play something beyond the melody because the vocalist has already presented the melody. It's time for us to embellish, just be extra about what the melody has to do. Another challenge in sitting down for a song circle or a jam session can be that singers will sing all of the repertoire that they know in the key that suits their vocal range best. So if you've learned a tune or a solo, you've transcribed, whatever as an example, you've worked really hard on a song in a particular key, and then you sit down at a jam session and a vocalist calls it in a different key because of their unique vocal range, all of a sudden, what do we do? And that's really because in the fiddle world, in fiddle tunes, I mean, like maybe 92% of the time, fiddle tunes are taught in a key and we play them in that key forevermore. There are exceptions to every rule, of course. Sometimes we play fiddle tunes in different keys, but for the most part, if you learn Liberty, you're going to play Liberty in the key of D. And so in this particular course for folk songs and bluegrass songs on the fiddle, we are going to work on what a fiddler needs to do in that particular setting. So we need to know the melody, we need to know the chords, and we need to be able to move those things all around our instrument and feel really comfortable in a lot of different keys, being able to transpose. We need to learn how to embellish those melodies to create our own solos. And a lot of times soloing can be maybe a little scary if somebody's used to playing the melody, or maybe adding a harmony part, occasionally playing backup to let another instrument take their moment in the spotlight. But a lot of times fiddlers who come from a fiddle tune tradition might not feel really comfortable with soloing. So in this course, I talk to you about how to gently dip your toes into the water of improvising so it doesn't feel like you're making up a whole grand story. And instead, we're using tips and I'm giving you tips and tools and techniques for you to start building your solo and fleshing out the melody. One of those things that I do is by starting with pickups. Fiddlers are really familiar with using pickups for the beginning of their tunes to let maybe either the band or the dancers know when the tune is going to begin. So that's something that is somewhat familiar, but by practicing making choices for what kind of pickups you're going to use is the beginning of making choices and decisions for while you're taking solos. So an example of that, the song that I played at the beginning of this little promo video right here, was Will the Circle Be Unbroken? And the pickups for that are in the lyrics are will the. So it's a 2-beat pickup. You could start playing around with those pickup choices. One thing you could do is just change the melody notes. So maybe like changing it that way. You could change it rhythmically. You could go. We could put in a triplet. That's one idea. That's kind of a gentle way to help you start making choices. I also talked to you about adding in double stops. So adding in textures, knowing the chord progression, so you get to have some double stops is a fun way to do it. We talk about ornamenting. Fills is a big part of this course, filling out and fleshing out the melody, but also responding to what the vocalist is doing in the spaces that the melody leaves behind. Because as an instrumentalist, it's now your job and your role to entice the vocalist to come back in with the next phrase, the next lyric line. We're going to be working on these songs that are a really huge part of the folk and the bluegrass canon. And instead of me just teaching you the melody and some possible solo ideas that you can do in one key, we're going to work through 4 different keys. So you will have tools and muscle memory and theory knowledge for you to be able to transpose on the fly when you are in a setting that might require that skill. So I hope you'll join me. And a little note, some of you might know me from jamwithlauren.com, and I wanted to let you know that you will feel really familiar here with my style of teaching, but this is a whole new curriculum. It's a really, really fun course. And so you'll feel comfortable knowing my style of teaching, and you will be well supported. And if you're new to me here on Peghead Nation and you haven't heard of jamwithlauren.com, that's a fiddle curriculum, a fiddle tune curriculum that helps you work on your ear training and your technique all over your fingerboard. If you're wondering if this course is right for you, I think that this course is really built for intermediate and advancing fiddlers. So somebody who is comfortable learning by ear, there is support here with charts if you would like the visual aids. But somebody who's really comfortable with ear, may be comfortable at slightly faster tempos. And somebody who's played and feels confident with their fiddle tunes and is ready to start working on songs. This course is designed to help prepare you for real life situations when you sit down in a jam session or a song circle, for you to feel prepared and confident in your skill set so you can fully participate the next time you're there. I hope you'll join me.